everybody.
I've missed you the last 3 years of these, so this is great.
I've been here. You just haven't been.
I know. Well,
we didn't talk.
Table. No. I think it was me.
This would be a vast disappointment for you, my friend. Vast disappointment.
So you said you were creating a new character this year.
That's nice.
That's strong. Let's go. Good hat. Sorry, go ahead.
You said you were kind of creating a new character for this season. Correct?
Creating makes me sound like an obnoxious,
like
I don't know what. There's a bunch of us in a bunch. There's a bunch of like the better way to explain it is there's a bunch of us. Like going, what are we missing? What are the gaps? And it's not like. It's not. There's not a big halo effect. It's more like trench work where you're like digging and seeing what can we do on our show. And I know you guys really know the show, so I'm not gonna be falsely modest and tell you what we do because you know what we do. But the impetus for some of the characters I've done, like for Harry Wells, for example, I felt like playing the Reverse Flash. We had a season arc of badness, but what we didn't have was a daily antagonist, and that was the impetus for Harry. He's like, this guy's a jackass, really, and he's not generous or kind, and he's mean and mean-spirited. His social graces are terrible. Cisco is so winning. Like Grant is so winning. Danielle, Candace, Jesse, they're also winning the characters they play. I mean, they're winning people too, but as characters, they are. It was nice to have somebody who's a bit of a jerk, and I felt that gives them something to play, and I love doing it. And then I thought, well, you know what we need? Cheers, here's to you. What we need is humor. I thought we could do a little more humor, and that was an impetus for HR, who was just like the polar opposite of Harry. Like Harry thought this guy's an idiot, and HR thought Harry was amazing. HR thought everyone's amazing, and it's fun to play a guy like that. On the other hand, we're not a comedy. We're kind of a little bit of both. But after the third, said, okay, we ran the course there. Let's try something else. And so this year, we've got a lot of things that we have to solve. And I thought it'd be nice to have a dynamic where we have someone that we don't necessarily know that we can trust, but is undeniably brilliant, which offers up its own things that you have to contend with when you deal with somebody like that, because they're much like the Thinker last year. They're a few steps ahead, so we'll see that very early on with this character. I'm actually, we've got some backstory set up, which I don't want to spoil for you, which I think that character is going to be fodder for comedy, but also for like good storytelling, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to doing it. That's the only one of the characters I'm going to tell you about this year.
Are you directing this year?
Yeah, I'm doing our 100th.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. What could go wrong? And I think our season finale. I'm not sure. I got to talk to these guys about that, but very much looking forward to. What's interesting about, and I know you guys know more about this than I do, but the comic book, the superhero genre, it's really having its moment. Where I read an article recently where they're saying it's killing the leading lady and the leading man. I don't know what your opinions are. I think it's an interesting thing to talk about, where it's like, it used to be like Clooney, that was a guy that drove the thing, and now it's like, well, DC and Marvel have Slate. This is coming out in 2021. It's like they're these franchises, and they're sticking all the leading women and men into them, and it's interesting. When you do that show, though, you do have a sense of gratitude, regardless of the effect it's having in pop culture. You do have a sense of gratitude to be included, and so myself as the Reverse Flash, it's like, to get a chance at my age to be putting on a yellow supersuit, to be like the antithesis of the Flash, to be like the Lex Luthor, to be that guy. I mean, it's hard to imagine a series finale when we get right down to it that won't involve the red suit and the yellow suit going at it. And so for me, I proceed from gratitude. I think it's really enjoyable. It's a privilege.
When you direct an episode, how do you resolve conflict between you, the director, and you, the actor?
I give myself one take. I am the guy that I have the least patience with. And I know too, because I've done most of the stuff I've directed, I've acted in, and I'm like, if I'm like just acting, I'm like, give me one more. I can do that. But this way it's like, nope. And as a director, why it's good is especially if you're a lead, because I don't have to convince myself that I want the camera to start tracking, then I want to move with it, then I want to find myself stop, and then counter as the camera rolls around, and then turn and look just as the camera fills its 360, right? I don't have to sit and talk to the actor about what the pay. I know exactly what it is, and so when you're acting, it's good. I can serve the shot. I can get it in one, and then we can save some time. We can move on and not be indulgent. You know, I have no patience for myself.
You were.
Yeah,
Producers must love you. To do
yeah.
that.
Why I'm doing 100? I think they're just kind of like, all right.
You
Yes.
were kind of. Oh, does he have to go? Oh, it's okay. My question. I don't need it. It's all good.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
you guys. Thanks very much.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Okay, good. I didn't let you down. Good. Okay, whoa, incoming water. Okay.
Have a good one.
Yes.